Hello. Welcome back to Mommy with the Munchies. And today, our munchie of the day is Jarritos. I think this is mango, yeah. And Jarritos, if you don't know, is a Mexican pop or soda. But, yeah, and they have like so many flavors. And I went to Tennessee this past week with my mom and her boyfriend and me and my children, and they in that one area of Tennessee that we went to, there was like a lot of Mexican people. So not only did they have Jarritos, they had the box with one of every flavor, and it is so hard. My favorite is guava. I've never seen the guava like in a regular like glass bottle in stores to buy like for home. I've never seen the mango. They have the tamarind. What else? I don't like. I've had fruit punch. Fruit punch is too sweet. I don't like fruit punch. Strawberry is also too sweet. Watermelon. I love watermelon. Grapefruit, like that is. Grapefruit is my favorite. Guava is second. I love me a good grapefruit soda, like squirt. Ew, ooh, love it. My anxiety went up real quick. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, these pops. So, what other, the Jamaican, which no, Jamaican I like, because that's the hibiscus. I like that. It is the, like, cola, Mexican cola. I don't like cola. I don't like those type of pops, like, Pepsi and, Coke and what have you. I don't really like those. But, anyway, this is one of the ones that was left over from the big box of pop. So yeah, I went to Tennessee, went to the Smoky Mountains to be more specific. And I am a beach bitch. Like, I want to be by water, or I like being in the city, but the city can, like, that can get old to me, like, you know, as far as vacationing. But I like the beach. I like the water. I like the sun. I like the tropics. That's the type of stuff, like, that is what I live for. So, that is what I live for. So, when the Smoky Mountains was brought up, it was kind of just like, okay, like, you know, I'm not gonna complain or whatever. But like, I just thought that, you know, I would definitely have more fun someplace else, you know, that I wouldn't really like it. And I know, like, the whole like Wi-Fi thing, you know, because mountains is an issue as well. So I honestly didn't think that I would enjoy myself much, but you know, it's always nice to get a different scenery, to get a break from like home, just being at home, especially because of the pandemic. You've been at home for so long, so I understand, like, not I understand, but like I feel it. You know. But we went, and I had some of the best moments of my life, the best like memories that I'm going to look back on. I still have been looking back on, even though it's not that long ago, and I'm just like wow, like in this moment, like I was just so happy, and I had this indescribable feeling, this just feeling of joy. Like, it was awesome. It was such an awesome experience. It was very spiritual for me, and I didn't expect it to be. So that was a little bit of a treat, that, you know, that added spirituality. I feel closer to my mother. I feel closer to her boyfriend. I feel closer to my uncle that came by as well. So I'm so thankful for those people and for that trip. My kids too. Thankful for them too. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did talk about the moment, one of the moments that I had, and I do feel like this is going to be pivotal in me going forward as an adult, with these like new relationships, with like, not new, but like these relationships that have evolved, relationships I've had forever. Like, you know, my mom's been my mom, and my uncle's been my uncle. Like, I don't have he's a lot older than me. So these relationships that have been kind of evolving into something that I think I'm going to like treasure forever. It's really awesome. It's really cool. And I just didn't expect that. So enough about me. Let's talk about this album drop. This album drop has been anticipated. It was supposed to drop in, I think, February of this year. And Certified Lover Boy finally dropped last night. The album art, that came out before the album. When I first saw the album art, honestly, I thought it was just like a cute promo, like, oh, 9 months. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that was that. Like, it didn't register to me. Then when I went on Twitter and people were saying, oh, album art is trash or whatever, I'm like, is that really the album art? Like, are we sure? I gave Drake the benefit of the doubt. I was like, are we sure? Like, come on. Like, did we check? Did we check all the people? Did we make sure I was not convinced. I mean, you could still change it with the way that CDs are now, Spotify, Apple Music or whatever. You could just change it. But that is the album cover. It's not bad. I don't think, the one thing, because it's so big now, was the merch. That was like the first thing I thought about was like, what's the merch gonna look like? And then of course people on Twitter posted like the heavy emoji, like sweatsuits, like it was the tops and bottoms, and they had like just the face, the yellow emojis all over them. And y'all remember that? I never wanted one of those. I always thought that was tacky. That was one of those trends that it went right past me. But that was a thing. It definitely was. And people were saying that's how they imagined that would be. And it's like, how would you do it? I mean, I guess you don't have to have merch. But I mean, they did release, I guess, pictures of merch, and it looked very, very plain. It didn't give me Certified Lover Boy. It didn't give me Drake. Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. It was just like, meh. It was meh. It was very meh. But people were just like really like I don't know, how can I describe the cover? The cover of Certified Lover Boy, it is pedestrian. That is the motherfucking word. Pedestrian. That was not only is it like simple, but it's simple, and then it's not, I don't think it represents what the album is as a whole. The concept of it, like, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. Also, I mean, so much about Certified Lover Boy. He was taking a lot of shots at Kanye. Okay, so I didn't listen to all of it. It's 21 motherfucking songs. Okay, give me a break. God damn it. I listened to, I think, 9, up to 9. And then I did it. They were playing some on the radio, so I did hear a couple, like, not the full, songs, but a good amount of them, a good portion of the songs. And he was taking a lot of shots at Kanye, a lot of subliminals where it's like, duh, we knew that was gonna happen. It's just, I don't know. It just don't hit. It don't hit like it would have hit. Like it would have hit back then. But you see, it would have hit way harder, in my opinion. And I don't know. And if for being honest here, I can't see myself listening to the Kanye album ever on purpose, really. But so I don't really know if he's sending shots, and I kind of like didn't put much of my focus on the album. And so yeah. And Donda's album I'm referring to. So I'm sure there's shots to him. I just don't know. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're good. I don't know. Another thing that Twitter was buzzing about was the fact that there weren't a lot of female artists on Certified Lover Boy. And that was the first thing I noticed from Donda. It was a couple people I'm like, I know these people are men, and maybe a couple people that I'm not sure who they are on Donda. And then there, but it's like you have 20 features and 2 women. Like, what is that? So I feel that. And people were saying to defend Drake, because he had, I think he had 2 features, but it's like I said, it's 21 songs, 2 features from women, and it's 21 songs. People were saying, like, specifically, like, could you imagine if Meg was on Certified Lover Boy? Or like, okay, I get that, but it's not how it used to be. Like, if we're being completely honest, this is probably like a new revolution for black women in music, young black women in music, because with Doja, with Lizzo, with her, with Meg, with Meg, with what's Rico Nasty, with they Rhapsody all the time, like niggas love her. And Rhapsody, I don't think Rhapsody likes that niggas use her that way, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Rhapsody, like, it's so many different things these women are doing. Like, there's some where I feel like Meg is more like kind of, it's like the same. Oh, Cardi, like Cardi? What? Cardi B? Normani? But as far as some of them, like, more specifically Meg, I feel like she has more of like a lane, and I'm sure she will venture out and do more, because her career is not even at its highest peak yet, I don't think. So I do feel like she will venture off and change, because that's what you do with life. When life changes, you know, your art and what you do tends to change as well and evolve. Like, it's all about evolution. It's all about evolution. These other women, these younger women, these newer women that are in the game right now are trying different things, are doing different things, because we have the option to. Doja Cat, like, did y'all hear Planet Her? That shit was like, that is one of my favorite albums ever. It's very cohesive, and it has lots of different vibes. It's hella like Donna Summer 70s vibes, and that's my shit too, you know. But my point is that they've proven themselves to do different things, and I do think Doja would be perfect for a song on CLB, or just like a Drake song like that. That one would be like, I feel like that just fits into the whole like aesthetic of what Drake is, of who he is, or his image. But that's just the one, and I just named ones that I knew. Like, I've seen more, and I just don't know who they are by name. And I've heard more music too, I just don't know who they are by name. LMA is another one. It's just so many of these women that could have been on. So, like, I feel like that's a fair criticism, and we should be criticizing these niggas for things like that, because it's like, come on now, like, include us. We include you. For sure we include you. So include us, because we need more of an upper hand. And, you know, like, fucking give it to us. Like, what the fuck? I, for one, cannot wait to upload some fire onto Instagram with some of my new CLB Drake captions, because, like, if it's one thing that nigga do is give us some motherfucking captions. Like, that nigga, he can write a line or perform a line however you want to, twist and shake it. The nigga got captions. Can't wait. So, like, what if this entire feud and this, like, really, like, we're not saying that word because I can't figure out how to pronounce it. But what if this whole, like, very like, secret kind of back and forth on social media between Ye and Drake, you know, all like those subs and like just those weird cryptic shits. What if that was all, like, not all of it, but like, what if it was fueled for like promo for both of them? What if that was like a plan? Because I feel like that's very, very possible. It's very logical. And but the one thing that makes me think, like, because, like, it works more in Drake's favor. But thinking about it now, Kanye had those listening parties, because that could also been a strategic thing. But he had all those listening parties with, you know, an ever-changing album. And he sold things there, if I'm not mistaken. He sold, did he sell merch? Like he sold tickets there. So it's like, even if he didn't have, even he made like his, I'm not saying his listeners, or how many listens or plays or however the fuck they do that now, or album sales that he got wasn't significant, because of course the fuck it is gonna be Kanye. But compared to Drake, he's gonna be more on top. And Kanye does have like an ego thing. I don't know, like they're both making hella fucking money from it, like hella press for like all of that shit. So I mean, I don't know, but wouldn't put that shit above anybody in the industry, for real. The very last thing that I want to talk about regarding CLB is the song LSU, I believe, that has a writer's credit to Robert Kelly. And that's the thing. Obviously, it's going to be an issue, you know, online, because of what he's done to so many women, and it seems like boys as well, and not just women, girls, like girls. That's girls, women, boys. I don't get these niggas. I don't get these niggas. There's so many songs you could sample, or you have the money and you are Drake. Okay, so not only do you have the money, you have this persona that most people love, like men and women be in love, like Drake fans, the niggas be in love with him just as much as the women. You could create that, whatever that sample is, and change it enough so that it's not the same, or nobody can not decipher, but I can't think of the word, but they can't see that that's the song that it came from. He could have done that, but instead he sampled a song, and people on Twitter basically saying, I've seen some people say, like, oh, well, he sampled the song. It wasn't like he reached out to him to help him write or whatever it is, because he sampled the song. It's like an automatic writer's credit for, you know, whatever deal or whatever he has, Robert has with his publisher, whatever the fuck is his masters, whatever it is. And it's basically, it's automatic. And nigga, so you don't use the fucking song. What you mean? How are you so infatuated and in love with Aaliyah, like fucking obsessed, but then you sample a song from the man, proven to have groomed her, to have abused her, to have raped her, and you are putting that nigga on your album? You think that's okay? That's really what you doing? That's fucking weird. And it goes along with how men perpetuate violence against women, because that is support. That's support. And after all of these things that came on, it's not like we didn't know of these things before, but surviving him, it was two seasons of that. So we are well aware. He's in court right now, and things are new things that you know the public didn't know it's happening right now. He is well aware. Everybody that made that song is well aware. And when you show that type of support for somebody as vile as him, that is compliance. That is a show that it's okay. Like, it's not that bad. I still put him on it's not. it's so hard being a black woman, because it's like, you cannot, in any facet of life, and this is black people period, you cannot go on with life without supporting people that harm you in some type of way. And that's the way it's set up. It's impossible to do that. It's impossible to not put money in these people's hands and support them some type of way. And then it comes to being a black woman, and it's like, wow, it's these other people that, you know, we're supposed to be within, we're supposed to be tight, you know, it's supposed to be that type of unspoken thing. And it's like, well, not only are some of you harming us, but then like you're supporting the people that's harming us. And it's like, who has our back, you know? So how it's like any music you listen to, and people were saying that too, like, oh, R. Kelly's he's all over what is it, the music, the entertainment industry, or the music industry, like his sound, his influence, you know, blah 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 blah, and then like songs he wrote, and of course being on remixes and people sampling his songs. And the song on Space Jam was like a thing. My kids know it, and I have to stop them from singing that shit. It's like, we can't get away from it. It's like that just proves that we can't get away from it. And I also feel like you saying that is like, oh, well, since it's already there, it's okay. Like, what, he's already everywhere, so, you know, like, fuck it, let's support him some more, let's push him out some more, let's make sure younger people know more about his music, and these younger people pass on music. Like, I don't like it, I don't. And I feel like people should be more responsible. You should be more responsible with the messages that you put out, even if it's like, he know, like, no. Well, we can be done with CLB. I want to talk about Lil Nas X again. He is my favorite Twitter person. He's my favorite entertainer. He is my favorite troll. He is the best. Oh my god. So he posts pictures of him with a prosthetic belly, because he is a man that does not have ovaries. Okay, he's a man that does not have ovaries. Okay. So he has a prosthetic belly, and he's taking like pictures, like maternity pictures. Again, he is a man that does not have ovaries, and we know this. We know this. Okay. He posts these pictures, and I think they are just hilarious. It's hilarious, and then like the back, it's all pretty and shit. It's fucking funny, and he's a troll. Like he does things that he know is going to get these people's attention. These hateful, disgusting, vile human beings. Speaking of these disgusting, vile human beings, Lil Boosie. It seems like he is only ever in the media, in the spotlight, for being a hateful, homophobe, transphobe. And when you hire women to statutorily rape your son or your nephew at 12 or 13, what does that make you? Like, what will we call him? Like, what is the word for that? Is there a word for that? Just, that is the only way I ever see him across my phone, across my laptop. That is the only reason. I didn't even know he did a Breakfast Club interview, which we're gonna talk about. I didn't even know he did that up until like days after, because Breakfast Club, having somebody on like that just further proves how, even though from what I hear, they did like tell him like, nah, like that's not right, but you gave a nigga a platform. Okay, they give harmful people a platform. Again, when you give these people platforms, you're giving them an audience. Do you understand that? You're giving them an audience. And there's going to be another person out there that identifies with that. And what those people do, they raise kids that do that identify with whatever it is, whatever, if it's homophobia, transphobia, they put that on their kids. So you are creating more, and you're also showing how okay it is for this nigga to just come on a show that you know is like but a culture, and have this nigga talk like that when you knew he was gonna talk like that. Like you knew it, we knew it, we all knew this nigga was gonna get on here and he was gonna be a homophobe, he was gonna be a transphobe, he was gonna defend his words, he wasn't gonna like, he was going to double down is my point, and we all knew this. And for whatever reason, we know a reason, because they're harmful anyway, they had him on. And it's like I said, I haven't seen the interview, and I'm not giving them any views. I've seen some clips, and from what I gather, most of it was about him being a hateful homophobe, transphobe, phobe, misogynist, whatever the fuck, all of them. He's so obsessed. Like, why are you so obsessed with him? Why? I don't get it. Like, I mean, I get it. Look, Lil Nas X is captivating, okay? He's fun. He is talented, innovative. He is breaking down every glass ceiling that was there for queer black artists, gay men artists. He's just crushing everything. He's saying fuck what anybody thinks, and he's just building his own path, making his own lane. He's amazing. Like, I understand why you could be so obsessed with him, but like, be obsessed in like a good way, a happier way. Why be obsessed in this type of way? It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. And it's just the things that Lil Boosie says. It's like they're hateful, and then they be like factually wrong. Like, it's morally wrong and it's factually wrong. Like, nigga, you wrong. Like, that does not make sense. What you saying don't make sense. What you're saying is not correct. Okay, there's things that back up things. They back up statements that you make, and words mean things. You cannot just say these things that just aren't true. Like, it's just so many people. So all in all, it's time to stop giving him a platform. It's like we've had enough. Like I said, every time we see him, it's for this hateful shit. Okay, it's enough. Him and a fucking child. D-Way's daughter, Zaya. Like, that was wasn't that the first thing? And then it moved on to Lil Nas, like a child though. Like, Lil Nas is like what, 20, 21, 22? So he's young, but he's an adult. But that is a child. Like, stop. Can we stop now? Can we stop giving him a platform? Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore on here. But I do feel like I want to, I don't know, make people aware of some things that they may not be aware of. So it may be my responsibility at some point to do that. But like, as of now, like, I don't want to talk about it no more, because even though my platform is like I still don't want to give it to him. I still don't want to. So, and again, I just want to, I want everyone to understand that this is a violent, hateful man. And do not forget, whenever you bring up his name, about Lil Nas X, about Zaya, about any other person, a marginalized queer person, because that seems to be, you know, his thing. He, unprovoked, admitted on Instagram Live, millions of people have seen that come out of his motherfucking mouth again, that he paid women to statutorily rape his son and his nephews. 12 to 13 is what he said. Why the fuck do we listen to anything this nigga has to say? I don't understand. I have watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. My mom used to watch it, so I didn't used to like keep up with it, but I watched it, and then as I got older, you know, I'm like, I want to watch these bitches. So I've kept up with that show for maybe like 6 years, and Nene was the integral part in the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And as much as I, you know, didn't like some of the things she's done or said, or maybe not even like what I see of her personality, she was loved by her husband Gregg, and Gregg loved the shit out of her. And I love seeing Black women being loved, getting like real love. Like, I love seeing that. Like, we deserve it. We deserve it, and I don't think it's we often get it. And that was beautiful. And rest in peace to Gregg Leakes, because he passed away. He lost his fight to colon cancer, and he stuck by his girl. He stuck by his girl. And I never even, again, I understand it's a TV show, but I never had any type of, I've never seen anything from him that was like, I thought was inappropriate, or I thought was like him not being anything but an upstanding man. And, you know, I hope Nene is doing as best as she can. I just wanted to say rest in peace to him. On another note, a higher note, Anita Baker, top 3 best vocalists ever, period. A Detroit queen. She finally got the right to her masters, and it's been a long battle. And I don't know if you've seen many like Black music documentaries or docuseries, or if you know much about the music industry, but owning your masters was a rare thing, and for Black people. And Black people have had like serious struggles with the music industry as far as getting their masters, as far as music deals, because I don't even think really, because now people they don't need to do music deals. I think that things have recently, very, very recently, with the internet and social media, that their deals have finally gotten more fair. And like that was around the 10s, and that's like 10 years ago. Out of so many years of Black music, out of jazz, out of R&B, neo soul, it's blues. It's crazy that we're, you know, now finally getting the shit we deserve and being able to make the money we deserve with our art. It's our art. Like, these people sing, they write, they perform, and a lot of times they aren't getting, especially the older artists, they aren't getting the money that they deserve. It's going straight to the music companies, the record labels. That's the word, record labels. If you do have time one day to like read up, you know, about the Black artists and music, it's interesting and it's heartbreaking, but congrats to her for getting her masters, because they're fucking hers. Okay, so the Dolce and Gabbana show, sis, I was living from my couch on my bed in Michigan. I was living. So what it was is the stars all headed to Venice for a Dolce & Gabbana fashion show, and the fashion shows for the wealthy are like whole ass events, and like not just events but like extravagant fucking events. And it was so beautiful, and the young black women were out there being young black women, and it was amazing. And again, living. It was just so, it was so much just like black girl joy, black girl, it was so much just like black girl magic, and like just they seemed to just be having fun, living freely, not having to carry a lot on their shoulders at that moment, you know, like just being able to just wow out. Also love how Sierra keeps Vanessa Bryant just like tucked under her. I love it because Vanessa needs like all that love in the world, and she keep her sis right with her where she go. I'm sure Vanessa has so much fun. But all the young black women turned up there. And my favorite out of the looks is Sweetie, because like, did you see her outfits? The green with the green jewels, and then the pantsuit was my favorite. She had a silver thing, but the pantsuit, it was a pink pantsuit, and then she had these beautiful big jeweled anklets, these big jeweled anklets. Like that was, it was so fucking beautiful. Like, Sweetie, like sis, you were so on it. Like just every single detail was just it was just so beautiful. All of them looked amazing though, but like she turned that bitch out for real. But there was a video of Meg Thee Stallion, Sierra, and Normani, and they were doing very light twerking. It was very light. It was cute, like they were having fun. They were at like dinner, and it was classical music playing, and they was twerking, and it was so adorable, and everybody was having fun. And then here comes these little broke ass people in their homes from fucking Connecticut and bumfuck Minnesota talking about just respectability politics. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, what's wrong with you blacks? I don't get it. Why is it so important to not upset white people because we're just being there? Like you want me to dim my lights in who the fuck I am as a black woman, because like we know as black women, a lot of who we are comes from being black women. You know, like it's pivotal. Like things that we learn is pivotal because we're black women. We learn these things, we do these things, we are this way. And you want us to dim that because you think these white people might be looking at us funny. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's not hard to shut the fuck up. I promise you it's not. It's, ugh, I hate the respectable blacks. Oh, you gotta do like this, and don't do that, and don't do X and them bonnets, and don't talk like that, and ebonics, ew, and EV, oh, don't say ain't. Fuck you. I ain't gonna say what I ain't gonna say, and I'm is gonna say what I'm is gonna say, bitch. You can't make me do nothing. And I love how now we don't really have to do that shit anymore. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say everybody, but it's becoming more acceptable for black people to fucking be black people, and that's fucking shitty. Blows my mind. Blows my motherfucking mind. But you know what? You're not gonna tell these black women that they can't do what they want to do, because they're gonna do what they want to do, and fuck you. And my bitch Meg was dancing with, who she danced with? Helen Mirren. Was it Helen Mirren? She was dancing, and I love them bitches. But anyway, I love black women being happy. I love black women being fucking free. I love that whole vibe. I love that rich, carefree, luxurious black woman aesthetic. Like, yes, we deserve that shit. So fuck you. But this is the time of the black woman. We here. We are here. Nigga, we ain't going no motherfucking where. So please sit back and watch Watch what the fuck we doing. That's what you can do. Take notes, my nigga. So we're going to get into nerd news, and the thing we're going to talk about today is Shang-Chi. You don't know, Shang-Chi is the newest Marvel movie to be, MCU, the big one, like the big movies. What am I talking about? The big, what am I trying to say? Because it's the next phase of the MCU, and this is pretty much the beginning, the first movie of the next phase. And pandemic happened, and I'm kind of about going to the movie theater to see it, but I have not heard any bad reviews of it, and like the previews look fucking awesome. But I do want to say I don't like Aquafina, and I try not to support her, but she's hired in every big Asian production, and I support those. I've saw Crazy Rich Asians, and it was a show or something I think she was on. But yeah, I try. Oh, and Oceans with Rihanna and Anne Hathaway. She was in that too, wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was, and I saw that. Also, I wanted to support these women. Didn't really like the movie that much, but I wanted to support all these women, these beautiful women of color, and I want to support these ideas because these ideas should keep being made. And Crazy Rich, like, I want to support. I want children of all colors to be able to see themselves in every type of media and every thing they want to do. So I do support those. And Crazy Rich Asians is a good ass movie also. I support all that, but I just don't I have to support her within doing that, and it makes my skin crawl. I don't like it, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable. But I do love how this new phase of the MCU is starting with an Asian superhero. It's awesome. And I'm excited for this new phase period, and I'm excited to get back to the type of excitement those Marvel movies used to cause, like after was it the second Avengers, where it was like, oh shit, like this shit is connected for real, and like we were just all into if you like me, you was all into it, watching watching trailers, watching trailer breakdowns, watching about Easter eggs in the trailers, watching reviews of the movie, after the movie and before, because they got the spoiler-free reviews. Like, I was obsessed, okay? I get it, I know. And I like that feeling though, and that excitement, and then going into the theater with all these people to do the same thing. It's like, oh, I met my tribe. I met you all. Thank you. I'm here finally. And it's just it was awesome. It's kind of awesome. So I do want to get back to that feeling, and I think that this is going to be a good start to get back there. Eternals though. Oh my God, Eternals. I can't wait. The Eternals, I'm gonna have to go in the theaters. I'm vaccinated, but I'm gonna spray that seat down, pew, and I don't really know. I feel like I'm kind of a germaphobe, and COVID has it's made me even more leery of this stuff. But I'm going to go see it. I'm going to see the Eternals. That's just we're gonna figure this shit out. I can't wait. I now want to go to the Kids Corner, in the last segment of the podcast, and I want to talk about making kids feel seen and heard. For me personally, and of course this has to do with so many factors, but I was an only child, grew up as an only child, and also I still my parents are baby boomers, but to be fair, they're a lot progressive than I think a lot of other parents were. That are their age, because I know the kids my age, a lot of their parents are younger, so we kind of had the same, like, similar type of upbringings. But I know people that are older than me that have parents as old as mine have a different experience. And it was still kind of like, you can say what you want to say, but you might not be heard. Or sometimes it wasn't. I was not supposed to be heard, and the type of rebellious soul I am, like, I made myself heard. Like, fuck that, I'm going to be even louder if you say you don't want to hear me. And that's, for me, that has been, I've always felt like not being heard is just one of, like, the worst things ever. Like, I will tell you walk into this motherfucking chair, you're gonna listen to me, nigga. That's how I be feeling. Not being heard, like, that shit will really fuck me up. And I know it has to do a lot with, you know, my parents and the things that they were taught and how they taught that to me. And it has a lot to do with me being an only child, because everything that I wanted to say at home, I had to say to my parents. So I can understand that there were some things they just tune out, or they just can't, like, you know, whatever. I understand that now as, you know, an adult, as a parent myself. But there were things they could have done to help. And also, I'm learning every day things that I could do to help my kids feel seen and heard. And my son, he wants to be heard. And that's one of those things, because for me, like, when I tell them something over and over again and they're not listening, I'm like, why are you asking me about this other thing, or trying to tell me about this other thing, when I need you to do this one thing and you're not listening to me? So no, I do not want to hear you. And my son will freak the fuck out. He spazzes out if I just, like, walk away and close the door. And I'm trying to get better about that, but just, like, fuck, I'm trying to get better, because I know he needs that. He needs me to hear him. He needs to feel seen. So the balance with that is, you get a chance to talk to your kids, and they get a chance to talk. Just like you would with anyone, hopefully anyone else that you have a problem with. You get to talk and say your piece, and they get to talk and say their piece. And their kids, a lot of times, some of the shit don't really make sense. A lot of times they just want to talk, and they just want to say something. And you being attentive to that is important. That's all they want. That's all they want. They want to tell you about this thing they saw. Hey, I saw the bubblegum choo-choo, and it was really cool, and it dove off a bridge, and it made a splash. Sploosh. And, like, they could think that's the funniest shit in the world. And you're like, oh, yeah, like, oh, sploosh. You have to, that's something else. If you let them know you heard them, like, oh yeah, he splooshed, or, you know, oh, bubble gum shit, like, saying something back to them, you know, like, yes, I heard you, and yes, I'm with you. Even though a lot of times I be giving, like, fake smiles and fake laughs, like, but I put an effort forth. If you do not put effort forth in making your kids feel heard and feel seen, they will do things to feel heard and feel seen. They will, as kids, you know, act out, have tantrums and scream, ruin things in your house. And when they get even older, it becomes more extreme. Because they, you know, they're leaving the house to have friends, they're bigger, they have more knowledge, like, they probably think of even better ways to fuck with you. So you know, it's better if you start off young. And I know it's hard, because you're like, oh, this is a kid, like, this kid doesn't know shit. But it's like, so, like, you can fucking just listen. It's really not, a lot of things with parenting is really just like, you kind of just have to do it. It's like, it's not good nor bad. It's just like, it may be annoying, but you gotta do it. It's just how it is. Like, these children are people. They're people, and just like you want to feel heard when you have a problem, or when you got in trouble and you want to say, well, you know, this really happened, then you know, like, they want that too. And it's not hard, but it does take time. It takes patience. Everything with kids is patience. Everything. Ooh. Everything. And another thing with how you can make them feel seen and feel heard is taking into account the things that they say. Like, really taking into account these things. Like, I know sometimes you might just, like, you know, fake listen or whatever, or, you know, just give them like, oh yeah, like, just, you know, some type of response to them, and just kind of like get through it. But some things you need to take into account. And when you know your kids, you know some things are important, more important than others to them. And you know what those things are. If you pay attention to your kids, you know what those things are. And if you pay attention to those things and you implement them, or you do them, like, from when my daughter will ask me about this brioche bread that I got just randomly, this chocolate chip brioche bread, and will mention this to me, like, you know, I really like that, like, you know, it was really good. And I make sure we keep it in the house because I heard her, you know, and I'm like, oh, London, I got the bread that you like. Those type of things are important. And it's not even like a big thing when it comes to the kids, like certain snacks that I may get from like the liquor store or something, and I'll get something for them that they like, and they'll even say to me like, oh, how'd you know this was my favorite? Or, you know, like, oh my God, they get so excited when I get certain stuff for them when it comes to like snacks and food. And it's just like things like that. It's like, you know, your kids are like a certain character. They want to see certain movies, and they'll mention a movie to me. You know, I'll remember like, oh, yeah, Tom and Jerry, whatever. And when it comes out, you know, I'll have a little setup and we'll have a little movie night at home, and I'll turn on the movie that they mentioned to me, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, we said, yeah, I listen, I'm here. You know, I want my kids to feel seen, and even, you know, even more so black kids, and my daughter is going to be a black woman one day, and I want to make sure they feel seen and they feel heard, and that they don't ever feel the need to go about being heard and being seen in a negative way, a detrimental way. And I want them to understand that they deserve to be heard and be seen, because when you are not heard and seen, you can go out into the world and you can shrink yourself. You can shrink yourself because it's like, oh, well, nobody sees me anyway, so let me just, you know, keep up how this is going. You know, we can just continue to not be seen. No, fuck that. Make yourself big as fuck. Make yourself big as fuck. I want my kids to make themselves big as fuck everywhere. So I want the little kids to be so much better than us. I have so much faith in the generation that is, you know, my children's generation. They're so amazing and progressive and just smart as shit. These kids so smart. It's really fascinating how smart they are, but they still them mushy ass fucking brains. I want to thank you guys for listening to this episode of Mommy with the Munchies, and I will see you guys really soon. Have a great day. Always remember to keep positivity around you, to embrace positivity, to exude positivity, to flow positivity all through your body, in your veins, and your fingertips. And have a wonderful day.